So now we're going to do our first AutoCAD drawing. We have in our notes for today a Y piece. Now what I'm going to do first of all is draw it using what I call a point and shoot method. So we'll go into line drawing, not going to worry about sizes, we'll work that out as we go, and we just click somewhere on the screen to start. Go into line drawing. Down in the status bar it's saying, or in the command line it's saying specify the first point. So we can click anywhere to place that point and it attaches to the screen. Now there are commands down on the status bar here which allow us to keep the mouse at certain angles. There are two here. The first one, ortho mode, will lock it into 90 degrees. Vertical or horizontal. What we tend to use more these days is a polar tracking. The second one, I'm going to turn that on, and to get the settings for that we can right click on it and it gives us the angles that it is enabled for. So rather than just being at 90 degrees vertical or horizontal, you can have it set to 45, 30, 15, 10 or whatever. We only really need 90 at the moment, so I'll set it to that. So you notice that as I hit a horizontal or a vertical, it's giving me a tracer line and it's locking into that. Now once I'm in the direction that I want, I can just type in the distance that I want. So this one, let's start on the inside here. This one is 44, so I'll just type in 44. And we know now how big our drawing is going to be, so we can zoom up. If I press the middle button and move the mouse, it will pan the screen. If I roll the middle button, it will make it larger or smaller. Okay, so 44 across, 20 down, 44 back, 12 down. Now we've got to do a bit of maths here. Overall it's 100 less 88 gives us 12. Agree? So 12 plus 44 is 56. 56 across, 12 up, 44 across, 20 up. Whoops, a little bit far there. Oh no, that's right. 44 back, 12 up, and then we can either go 56 back like we did before, or we can do what's called scrubbing a point, and notice that it picks up an end point there and will give us, if we hover for a second, it will give us a tracer up there. But I'll just type in 56 for now. So, and then we can, because we did this all in one circuit, we can press C for close. If you notice down in the command line there, that's C is an option, or we can lock onto the end point. So if I just press C and enter, it closes the whole line. Doing the the top view down here, or the front view I guess that would be. Line drawing once again. I'm going to scrub the top of that point that I started, one of those earlier points, and so that I can make sure I'm drawing in the same line here. I'm going to use those points as I go by just hovering on them for a few seconds, and that's given me two separate lines which I'll be able to pick up later to draw a vertical line down. So now I want to go 55 down, and once again I can scrub that end point there. Bit of a technique you've got to get, just to hover for long enough, drag it down, click. Same here, this is a technique we really go into in a bit more detail later on. And finish that off, and we've got one more line to draw. Now I'm using a shortcut there to get in and out of line drawing. If you press the enter key when you're in a command, that will finish the command. If you press the enter key again, it'll repeat the last command. So that's a shortcut. Now as I move over the end of an object, you notice that a square is appearing. That's because we've got object snap on. If we look down the bottom here, there's a object snap, and the settings for object snap we'll be talking about again later, but it can be made to pick up endpoint, midpoint, center, and a whole series of things. So we'll come back to that again. But because that is on, it's giving me the endpoint of that line. I can click and pick up the endpoint of the line down below, enter to finish, and we're done.